So hello everyone, today we are going to start lecture 4 for solid edge. So we are going to see Sketcher. As we have continued Sketcher, we have already seen 3 lectures and now we are going to continue with the 4th lecture. So to start with, I am going to select the sketch tab, select the required plane for sketching. First we'll hide the planes. You can see these planes here. Earlier we have seen line, circle types, ellipse and ellipse types, arc and arc types, as well as rectangles and polygons. Now we are going to start with fillet command. Today we are going to see fillet and chamfer and remaining modification commands as well as relations. So to start with, I am going to draw one rectangle here. We are going to refer here center rectangle as it will come symmetric on both the sides. This will also help us if we exit this sketch, the all planes will come at the center of the part. That's why center rectangles are mostly preferred. So we are going to start with giving the dimensions for the rectangles. Now notice one thing, that when you go to dimension and when you select the dimension for rectangle, suppose we are going to select this line and suppose we provide 2 dimensions here. I'll select this corner and drag. Now you can see this length is being changed. First, this length was for this line. As soon as I give the fillet, the line length will change. So we don't want this length to be changed. That's why while giving the dimensions for rectangles, it is better to give the dimension between 2 sides instead of giving dimension to the line. So first I'll select this side and this other side. Here I'll provide the dimension. I'll say it as 130 mm. Next, select both the sides. I'll say it as 100 mm. And now even if I provide the fillet here, the length will not change. You can see here, I have provided one fillet by using fillet tab. Still the dimension is remaining same, that is 130 and 100. That's why it is better to give dimensions between 2 sides instead of giving dimension to lines. Now we'll provide the radius here for the fillet. I'll say 20 mm. And you can see this object is completely constrained. And suppose if I go with multiple fillets, suppose I want 3 fillets of same dimension, again I'll provide 2 fillets here. First I have provided here, so I'll select the fillet tab, select the corner and drag the mouse. This is first, second and the third fillet. I want all the fillet sides should be equal, so I'll go with equal relation here. You just need to select the fillet and click on the other fillet. Both the fillets are equal now. Again, for giving the third relation, that is equal for this fillet, I'll select the first fillet on which I have given the dimension and then select the third fillet. Means every time you have to say equal, you will select the earlier fillet and then say equal to the other fillet which is not given dimension. So in this way we can make these fillets equal. I'll undo this and again show how to make equal fillets. For that I'll select the relation. First click on the fillet which is dimensioned earlier, then select on the fillet which is not dimensioned. Again select the earlier fillet and then go for the third fillet. Now this sign will represent the equal relation. So all the fillets are of 20 mm now with radius. But here the thing is to notice that this sketch is underdefined now. Earlier it was fully defined. As soon as I have provided the fillets, the complete sketch is underdefined. So to understand why it is underdefined, you just need to click on any line of the rectangle and just drag the rectangle. You will see the movement. So now the movement is horizontal as well as vertical, and it is not symmetric or in between centers of the origin. So I'll provide dimension to log these movements. That is to log the horizontal and vertical movement. I'll provide the dimension here. I'll select the line and say origin. I'll say it 50 mm now, as well as the other dimension. It was 130, so I'll divide it by 2 so as to take the rectangle in center. So 130 divided by 2, you can directly put up the value with division sign. And now the complete rectangle is been defined. So I provided a dimension from center references. Again this complete rectangle has been defined, also having fillets on the corners. Suppose I go for the fourth fillet, I want it a different value. So I'll select this fillet, provide the dimension first. Now this fillet is also completely defined. I'll say it of 30 mm. So if you want to change the value, you just need to click once on the dimension, so the value will be edited there. In this way we can provide the fillets here. Now I'll draw one more rectangle here. Suppose I'll say center rectangle only. As if now I have not drawn it from center or origin, I'll define it from center by giving the dimensions and relations. So I'll take this distance between two rectangle as 120 mm. Also provide the dimension for the rectangle, the other rectangle. Provide the dimensions between two sides instead of lines. I'll make one relation here, that is making these 2 points, the midpoint of this line and the midpoint of the other line, make them horizontal. So now this rectangle is completely defined. If I would have not provided that relation, then the rectangle will move vertically. So I want to lock this position. That's why I am taking the reference from center. I would have also taken it from upper side or lower side, whatever will be the requirement. So I'll take this relation here. So as to constrain this rectangle also. Now we'll see the chamfer command here. Select the chamfer command here. There are two ways to provide chamfer, that is by providing one angle and one distance, or else you can provide two distances, that is setback A and setback B. So first we'll go with the first method, that is angle and setback A. So I'll select the angle, I'll say it as 30 degrees here, and the length here I'll take it as 50 mm. Now we just need to go on the line and select the references here. So if I select the vertical reference, distance will be applied on the vertical reference. See, every time when you select the first entity, always distance will be applied, and when you select the second entity, angle will be applied. So here setback A, distance, and setback B as an angle. You can see the references there. It is showing B on horizontal side and A on vertical side. Suppose if I want to flip the direction, I want direction of distance to be coming on horizontal side, then I'll just drag the mouse and you can see now A is coming on the horizontal side and B is coming on the vertical side. So in this way you can flip the dimensions for the chamfer by dragging the mouse inside the rectangular area. Suppose if I drag the mouse outside the rectangular area, then it will not be flipped. So it is compulsory for me to drag the mouse inside the rectangular area, that is in between the yellow shades. So I'll click here. Now chamfer is been provided but dimensions are not visible there. It is because we need to provide dimensions again later. So now I'll take this point to point dimension, first point and second point. Now it is coming aligned dimension. I want horizontal dimension here. For that I'll go for the relation here as horizontal and vertical for the properties. So now it is taking horizontal distance. Again I'll select both the lines. One more important thing here, that if you have selected this dimension option, that is distance between, it will work only once if you select one time. It will not continuously work there. So if you have given one dimension, you just need to say escape and then go for the dimension again. Distance between, select the 2 points, it will provide distance. But we have not provided distance here. So we'll go for angle option. Select both the lines and you can see 30 degrees angle. Same values were provided for giving chamfer. That was angle of 30 degrees and distance of 50 mm. So in this way you can provide the chamfer by giving angle and distance method. Now I will provide the chamfer here also by giving double distances. Second method for the chamfer, select the option chamfer. Now instead of angle I will say setback A and setback B as the values. So I will select the setback A option. I will say 30 mm and setback B as 15 mm. You just need to select the two sides. Suppose I click on the first side, setback A will be applied on the first horizontal side. If I select vertical, it will be applied on vertical side. So whatever will be the first selection, setback A will be applied on that selection. And then second selection, that is setback B, will be applied on the second click only. Now if I want to flip them again, you just need to drag them. You can see A and B values are being flipped. So I will take 30 mm on A and 15 mm on B. This chamfer is also been provided here. We'll just provide the values. Again we will go for point to point dimension, 30 mm, say escape and then select the option again for dimensioning. Both the values are been provided. So one chamfer I have made it from distance and angle method, that was 50 and 30, and second I have used double distance method, that is setback A and B as 30 and 15 mm. whatever will be the first selection, setback A will be applied on that selection. And now again you can see this profile is not completely defined. So I'll just select on the profile anywhere and drag the profile here. Now it is taking the vertical movement. So I'll provide one relation here so as to constrain it vertically. Again I'll go for this horizontal dimension. I'll select this point and the other point of the profile. You can see horizontal relation is been maintained here. After providing the relation, you can see this complete profile is constrained. So in this way you can constrain the profiles after providing fillets and chamfers. Now we will see some more modification commands which were remaining. We have already seen offset in earlier lectures. Now we will go for move command. So to provide move command, I will make one profile first. Then I will go for rectangle only as an example. I will say 2-point rectangle so as to make it from corner. Next I am going to select the move command. Go for the selections, the entities you want to move, and give a reference point, any base point or a reference point, so as to move it from one point to another. So in this way you can move the objects here using move tab. Again select the objects, provide the reference point and move. In same command, that is move command, you can copy the objects also here. So this option contains two commands there, that is move and copy. So for copy, the process of selection is same, that is to select the rectangle first, then go for the move command, and in move command you can see the copy option here. If I put on this option, the color will appear for this icon will be blue. Now it is appearing as white color, that means copy option is off. And if I select this option so as to on it, this color is showing blue, means copy is on. Now if I click on the base point and drag, this will not move the object, instead it will create copies for that. So in this way you can use copy command also here. So next we are going to see here, after copy command we are going to go for mirror command here, then scale and stretch. So for mirror command, first we need to make one reference line so as to mirror the object against that line. So I'll make one reference line here. Suppose I make this line. You just need to select the objects. Before selecting the mirror command only you will select the objects, then select the mirror command and select the line. This object has been mirrored here. This symbol is showing the mirror command here. Now we have also made one horizontal line. Again I will go for the selection first, then say mirror and select the line, reference line against which you want to mirror the object. It will get mirrored on the same distance as the first object was from the line. So it will be better if you provide the distances here then mirror. So the same distance will be taken for the second mirror also. This line will be symmetrically at the same distance from both the objects. That's why it is better to provide the distance first and then mirror. Next command is scale. Now suppose whatever the size of this rectangle is, I will consider the scale factor as 1. Always the basic scale factor or the initial scale factor is 1. Now I will provide one base point. I will select the object, provide one base point, and you can see this object is getting scaled here. So if I want to double the size, I will say scale factor as 2 times or 2. Now the rectangle size has been doubled here as I have provided scale factor as 2. First, earlier initially it was 1. Now again if I want the size to be made half of the rectangle size, select the scale command, select the required object to be scaled, provide the base point, and if I want the half size, then I'll say scale factor as 0.5. Now if I want to increase the size by 30%, means the initial scale is 1 as we have said earlier also, and I want to increase 30% more, then the scale factor will be 1.3, that is 30%. Means 1 stands for 100% and 0.3 stands for 30%. So if I want to increase the size by 30%, the scale factor will be 1.3. We'll select the object here, go for the scale command, select this initial point or base point, and then go for the scale factor, say it as 1.3. So now the size of the rectangle is increased by 30%. Next, if you want to copy while scaling, you can also do one thing more here, that is, if you want to scale the object, but if you want to keep the initial object size same, then go for copy option in scale also. So you just need to select the scale command, select the main object to be scaled, and here put on this option, that is copy, say base point, and then when you scale the object, the initial object will remain same with the size, and the other object will be created with the valued scale you have put in. I'll say 0.5 here. If I want one more copy, I'll say 1.5, say right click and escape. So now there are 4 rectangles having different scales. Again you can see a scale command. Just put on the option copy, select the object, say reference point. I'll put up the value for the scale as 0.5 now. So now the size is 0.5 times smaller. Say escape. You can see 2 copies are being created here. So this was scale command. Again, if the plane is been tilted, you just need to select the normal to option. That is, here you can see this icon here at lower right side. That is sketch mode. You just need to click on this option and the tilted plane again will be made normal or parallel. Next we are going to see some relations and some modifications here. We will see some more modification commands. Suppose I want to make one line or two, and if I want them to make construction, we have already seen this option. I'll select the construction option, and if I want to turn both the lines in construction mode, I'll go for this chain option here and then select the lines. Both will be turned into construction lines. Next option is to create the circle or line by default in a construction mode. So for that I need to select this option here. Now if I draw any line or circle, it will by default be drawn into construction only. You can see here. And if I want to put off this option, just put off the option and again draw the lines. Now it will be drawn normally only. Next, now one more option is there. Suppose if you want to convert this line to curve, then you will go for this option, convert to curve. Select the line and you can see one relation has been highlighted showing that this line is horizontal. So whenever I select this option and click on the line, this relation will be vanished and now it is converted to a curve here. You just need to select the line and drag it. You can see now it is no more a line but it is converted into a curve. Again this option, I will repeat it here. Select the option, convert to curve, select the line and this line is converted to curve. You just need to select and drag it here. Select the line and drag. You can see it is turned into a curve now. Next we are going to see some remaining relations here. Now if I want to make this line coincide to any point of the geometry, I'll select the connect command here. We have already seen this relation in earlier sketches. Next, if I want to make two lines parallel, I'll select one more line and provide the relation parallel here. Now both the lines are parallel to each other. Next, if I want to make this line lengths equal, select the equal relation. Now see, first you need to select the relations and then go for the selection of entities. Suppose if I select the entities first and then select the relation, it will not work there. So first selection will be the relation type and then select the entities. Now we will see one more important relation, that is symmetric relation. For that I will make one line here in between rectangle. And now suppose I want these two sides of the rectangle, that is vertical sides, to be symmetric with this line. Then select the option symmetric axis. Now you can see both the icons are similar, but one color is white and the other icon color is gray. So to start with symmetric relation, first I need to say this line as an axis. So this white color icon will stand for symmetric axis. Means you can say any line as an axis by using this icon. And then you need to show the two sides by which this axis should be symmetric. And now you need to show two sides of the rectangle that are to be made symmetric with the axis. So for that selection, you will select the gray option and select both the sides. This icon will represent that the sides of the rectangles are symmetric with this axis now. It means that if I drag one side of the rectangle, the other side will also be dragged. It is because of this symmetricity. So it is very important relation here. Now again, if I want to make these two sides, that is horizontal sides, symmetric with this axis, so first I will select the axis by using this icon, select the line, and then for selecting two sides, select the icon gray colored first and then select the sides. So now both the sides are symmetric with the horizontal axis here. So this was symmetric relation. After that we are going to see collinear relation. For that I am going to draw one line. And now if I want this line to be aligned with the rectangle side, this vertical side, then I'll say collinear relation here. Both the lines are collinear to each other. This symbol will represent the relation that is collinear. Suppose if two lines are inclined, then also we can make them collinear here. You just need to select the relation and select the required lines. Now both the lines are collinear with each other. Next, concentricity. For that I am going to draw two circles. And now if I go for this concentric relation, select both the circles. Now both the circles are concentric with each other. Next, if I want two lines or entities to be perpendicular, then you just need to select the perpendicular relation. Select both the lines to be made perpendicular. Now you can see this 90-degree symbol showing that this horizontal and vertical lines are perpendicular to each other. Next, tangency. Select the tangent option. Select both the line and circle. And now both of them are tangent together. Now after tangent relation, we are going to see here some snapping points, the options for snapping points. So here you can see the option intellect sketch. So in this option, if I put on this option or click on this option having bulb sign, you can see some snapping points are been given here. Suppose if I put off this option, that is end point, midpoint, C orbital edges, center points. If I put off these options and say OK, suppose I will put off this option tangent also. Now if I go to make one more line here and if I search the quadrant points, it will not show me the quadrant point. Neither it will show me the center point here. You can see if I drag on this circle, center point is also not been highlighted here. Neither this quadrant points. Nor it will show this midpoints here, the end points. All the points for grasping the lines are missing here. It is because the snapping points are been off. So if I want to put on this option again, just select to intellect sketch. The sign is shown in the bulb sign. Select the option, put on this option here, say OK. And now you can see this end point, midpoint, center point, these quadrant points are again highlighted. Sometimes here the options are being put off. So it is better to check before having any confusion here that intellect sketch all the points are been on. Say OK. This option is also very important, that is relationship colors. Now it is showing a black color here. It is because this relationship colors option is on. Suppose if I put off this option, all the entities are being shown in sky blue color only. So it will be difficult for us whether to understand that sketch is completely defined or not. So always put on this option also here, that is relationship colors. These were the commands which were needed for us. Now after completing SketchUp, we are going to go for part modeling in next lectures. Please follow us for the further playlist also. We have already made 3 lectures and now this is the 4th lecture we are making here for completing the Sketcher tab. So till then, thank you.